Hurry, go catch the vibes for it's over.
It's like dark.
You better hit them notes. It's blurry. I'll tell you what it looks like. It says a slug.
No, you're gonna get it.
Avana, that's the freaking fortune cookie you just opened.
And I don't even eat cookies.
A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are made for, is what it said. I'm tripping. Thank you to everyone tuning in. This is an extremely special interview. This little girl with this little icy right now, although she be but little, she is fierce. Fierce AF. Though you may be my little sister, you are definitely one of the most inspirational forces in my life. And your personality and your drive is something out of this world. This is Avana Marie. This is Avana Scenerine.
You're welcome.
The woman, the myth, the legend.
And we at the Mirage podcast.
I'm gonna clip that out just like DJs do. That's gonna be a drop. The Mirage podcast. I'm gonna put it in the commercials.
My run.
Can you please tell me what your cultural background is?
My cultural background is very like mixed and diverse, but very much so like a 21st century type of cultural background.
Tell me what your parents are wired with. Tell me how your grandparents are wired, and then relate that to some of what makes you who you are today.
2 different mixes, which is like always cool, where a lot of biracial people come from like a solid set where it's like it's a little bit more mixed than that for each side of us. And 1/4 Indian, half black in the middle, 1/4 white. So it's always been interesting. And then the fact that it's like we have that part of us and we claim it and we own it, but at the same time those are the same groups of people that like you can associate so much trauma with and like weird situations with, because it feels as though like we were abandoned and disowned by those parts of it as well. So that makes it a little stressful, but it's also like my favorite part about having such a deep culture is how mixed up it is.
Yeah.
But that comes with like consequences in the territory, and it's like most people with a mixed background like that will tell you a mixed background in anything that is just like like there's always some like negatives to it.
What's your personal take on cultural appropriation?
Everything is just so situational, and I get a little frustrated that now that Black Lives Matter movement has snowballed into this huge thing, and it's political and it's personal and for everybody now, and it's in the light in a sense. So I just feel like everything is just situational. I have to just assess the situation and decide if I feel like you're being disrespectful, appropriating culture, or if you are trying to appreciate it. I just stress having dreads. and the like things that are supposed to go with it. And I've been noticing now that having longer hair too, guys think that they should really be associating dreads with like really idle living, and I just feel like that's not going to be me for a while, and they get like surprised when I'm like, no, I'm not vegetarian.
Right.
I'm not vegetarian, but yeah. And sometimes I'm like, am I appropriating culture? But I'm also like big on it's a hairstyle sometimes.
Right.
And I think everybody should have locks, and I wish I would have done it earlier.
What makes you wish you would have done it earlier?
Because I would have looked so cool at school with this hairstyle if I would have just like stuck it out a little bit. And I would have had to not do my hair. I think that it should just be like an option. Like, you should normalize it, and there would be so many little girls living their life with hair that they have.
What is something off the top of your head that you've learned, that you've applied to yourself and your lifestyle since locking your hair?
The permanence of it, There's not many things that are permanent, but if you lack your hair, it can very much so be something that is really permanent and stress.
In a world that is ever changing against your will for the most part.
It's hard to like learn lessons about permanence and impermanence, and I think that I guess your hair and death are maybe like the only two visible ways in life.
I challenge you to name every place that you have visited. For right now, we don't have to include states within the United States.
I have this scratch-off world map. If anybody's listening and you mailed me a scratch-off map a couple months ago, I don't know who it's from.
Someone randomly mailed you a scratch-off map?
Yes, and I've like tried to sit down and scratch the stuff off. So like it's literally over there, and yeah, if I had to start scratching off on the map. The funnest, biggest one to scratch off is China. I honestly haven't even scratched that one off yet because it's literally such a big space to scratch off. So, I've touched down in China twice. Next biggest country you scratch off is America. And Canada. Oh, shizzle. Canada's big too. Scratching off Canada, scratching off Mexico, all of North America. Scratch off a lot of places in the little islands, which is going to be hard too. I don't know how I'm supposed to. Thailand is big.
Bermuda, Trinidad, DR, PR.
Yeah, island-wise, St. Thomas is like slept on island. So is British Virgin Islands, Portola, whatever island I was on, a different island.
Have you been to Jamaica yet?
Honestly, I've only been to Jamaica as a child. I've been.
When did you? That's what I was trying to remember. Like, wait, when was the Jamaica trip that Avana was on?
I don't really know, but I was definitely there. I remember that was the first time like seeing those cool like floating trampolines. They first came out around then. We were lit on the floating trampoline in Jamaica.
How come I can't remember you in Jamaica? This is stressing me out. Oh, the Bahamas. We did the family trip to the Bahamas. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've been there since.
I'm going to name a place that you've been. You have to tell me the first story that pops into your head. Doesn't matter if it's long or short, funny or embarrassing, emotional or scandalous. You gotta answer like mad quick though. You brought 2 ices, so that one's like water now.
No, it's not. Wow, this one is good. Okay, shout out to the Jolly Rancher ices. All right, name these places.
Give me a story for LA.
4 words. Copious amounts of weed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes okay. Yep, sounds good.
And BMW and car rentals.
Yo, your car rentals. The BMW, the Jeep, the convertible this.
The Subaru.
The Subaru. The Subaru in the mountains. Okay. A story for Colorado Springs.
Copious amounts.
I knew you were going to do that. I was like, she's going to say the same 4 words.
Okay, no. Colorado Springs. Fam Bam Jam.
Fam Bam Jam. 3 words. Amen. The entire, like, all of the aunts and uncles on the mom's side of the family. We surprised people.
I wish, like, now, like, I wish we would, like, we need to go squad deeper, like, even.
Oh my gosh, let's do it. Because that was fun enough as is. Okay. A story for Florida.
Well, just now in my brain sticking out was when we went to go meet cousin Teresa and family. Might not meet her, but we wanted to go see her for that Christmas. That's because I have like a paper that we logged what was going down. Yeah, that was fun. Florida, Sarasota.
The beach was
that
gorgeous.
white sand beach. I remember the shirt. I had on an elephant crop top shirt, so cute. And we were on that white sand beach on Christmas.
Speaking of shirts, you brought up shirts. Let's shout out the shirts. Shout out to Gina Smith on Instagram at crochet. Go grab her patterns.
Okay.
This shirt was made by Gina, and it's the cutest shirt I've ever seen my little sister wear.
Woo!
Shout out to Ronnie, a.k.a. Spetta Comedy on Instagram. If you go grab one of these shirts, all proceeds are being donated to the organization of your choice. Donating toward anti-racism, justice, and equality. Whoop, whoop. No room for that shit over here. A story for Denver.
Denver, Colorado, riding those scooters. I don't know. Some people call them bird scooters. Some people call them lift scooters. Some people call them, I don't know. There's those. I think there's Spin, the orange one or something. I got the lift scooter, and any city that has those scooters is very special to me, including Baltimore. Baltimore has them around the harbor, and there's no.
And are they special to you because you could just be out?
Yes. The fact that I feel as though it's just as good as having a car driving around the city like that.
Amen.
Yes.
A story for Seattle, Washington.
Given the times and what was going on in Seattle, I was there when their organized protest on Capitol Hill was active, and it was interesting. It was fun. It was very artistic. And
Amen.
I will say that sometimes I wish that you could just slap a sign that says everything, like it's a museum, because it's like how I felt like walking through there. I was just like, wow, a lot of people are just taking this, and the amount of art, like copious amounts of art. Right. So I think a lot of people are putting their pain in art right now, and it's really crazy that unfortunately there's not proper documentation, or at least we're not seeing what's really going on, like for the people that are out on the front line.
And as you were saying that, I was thinking about the fact that art is losing so much funding. So it's interesting to know that people are putting their pain into art, and then here we are trying to take away funding for that very important aspect of life. A story for Vegas.
Picking up those little cards on the ground with the naked ladies on them on the strip around dusk.
What? Not like driving up the side of a mountain with Uncle Rodney or anything. No. Nope. Picking up flyers for Vegas strip clubs. A story for New York.
I remember that time I went with you. Was it like a competition? We went to something and we got a cab somewhere. I felt so cool. That's like the only time I've been in a cab. I literally met Bruce Jackson in Philly.
Why do I have him associated with New York? Did you meet up with him in New York after the fact?
No, because I met a different gay dad in New York. Do you remember in line? I was in line.
Yeah, I thought Bruce Jackson was the in-line story.
No, I have 2 line stories. Oh my gosh, I was like 17. So me and Jocelyn, it was raining that day, and it was raining, and then the guy shared his umbrella, and we just ended up talking. He was so nice. He was with his bestie, and I still have them on Instagram. Yeah, so funny. And then like they stayed. It was a general admission concert. We like stayed together all night, and yeah, oh my gosh, he bought me a drink, and I was like,
I'm 17. A story off the top of your head. Don't think about it. Philadelphia.
I mean, well, my brain immediately went, since we were just on like my love for drag queen tip.
Yeah.
Was it my birthday?
Yes, it was your birthday.
It was my birthday when the queen was out of drag. Nina Bonina Brown. Literally walking down the street. Clubs are like out.
That's how you walk? Wait, hold on. That's how you walk down the street? Show me how you were walking down the street again, please. How were you walking down the street again?
No, because it's just like, it was my birthday. I was just so happy with my sister, with my friends, walking down the street. And then it's just like, imagine just calling out Nina Bonina Brown, and a beautiful, glowing black man turns around.
Yes.
Not a person named Nina Brown. No, a beautiful black man, like, yes, me. Crying.
She was bawling, and I want everyone to know, like, what's funny is at this point in the evening, first of all, we were at an after-hour spot. We went to Voyeur, which doesn't close or didn't close until what, like 3:30 by the time you get back out onto the street, and everybody was hungry, and I was trying to be big sister and go get in line somewhere while everybody else was all dispersed and all over the intersection.
You got chicken across the street.
We had separated. And I was in that, like, protective mode when I heard my sister scream at the top of her lungs, like a block behind me. So I, like, whip around and go into do I have to kill somebody mode, not knowing why my sister is screaming in the middle of Center City at 3:30 in the morning. And when I turn around, you were on the floor. Like, you were crouched down like a frog. And you were absolutely screaming and crying. And then I see you literally jump like a frog up into the hug with this man who had to be 6'3". Like, it was so cute. It was so cute. And that in itself was the best birthday present I think you've ever received. We can finish with our travel stories before we get into LGBTQ importance and love and respect. A story for BDA, the homeland.
Living like a pirate and having like so much fun. But
Elaborate on that. How do you live like a pirate when you're in Bermuda?
the way they like catch fish and eat them, and the way you can like sleep on the beach, how the beach is like, I don't know, the beach just feels really like home there, because it is, that's kind of all that they have, is like a little space and a lot of beach. So specific story, one time I was on a boat, and all I remember is that we had like a rubber ring, and we tied the ring to the back of the boat, and I was just on a string, like tied to the floaty, and I'm just floating, and the sun was going down, and I had a like little drink in my hand, and I was just floating.
I'm sorry. So little Avana was floating in a donut with a little drink in her hand as the sun was going down. She was being drugged by a boat. That is some funny imagery right there.
The wake of the boat, just like, oh yeah.
Living the life. A story for Trinidad and Tobago.
Going up the hill to where Auntie Gita has her house. Great
Shout out Aunt Gita.
Great pad up there in the mountains. But besides that, like experiencing Michele's wedding was probably like the coolest thing ever.
Summarize that wedding. Tell us about the Hindu wedding ceremony experience.
The fact that we got like the easy part because we were like, in our words, the groom, like I don't know what their word would be, but we were the groom, and it's just like we did a lot and it wasn't even a lot. So like
everything that happened for the bride, woof.
Yes, I didn't go for Aruna's wedding, so it's just like, okay, yeah, couldn't imagine. But we did a lot. It was like, at least I just remember those final like 5 or 6 days. Every day it was just like, we got to do this, get this, do a lot. It was so fun.
A story for St. Thomas.
St. Thomas is the island where I get off of that boat. I'm always in St. Thomas on a cruise ship. I have yet to pull up and hop off of a plane, but I get off the cruise ship, and St. Thomas is the island where like I get off the boat and my eyes are just like focused out, and I literally just run as fast as I can, as far as I can from port on foot. For some reason, I only started just using taxis around these like other islands recently, but in St. Thomas I've always just been on foot. And the one time I like ended up in like a little neighborhood, and the guys come out and they're like, "Are you the boss?" And I'm like, no, well, and then they were just like, yeah, like, no, this is just not, I guess it was like, was I in the I don't know if they call them projects out there, but I was just like, okay. But it was very nice and fun, and I made friends, and then I had to go back to the booth.
A story for Canada.
I have great memories with Mom in Canada. Me and Michele have, tore down to the floor down with Toronto, like,
yes.
I don't know what, we have wined and dined, and I mean wine like WHINE and WINE. Mom took me to my first Caravana in Toronto. I don't know where everybody else was at. Why was it just me and Michele in Caravana? To this day, it was my first one. Like, and I did Bermuda, so I had some other experiences with Carnival. How did I end up at Caravana, which is like the biggest carnival besides Trinidad, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah, I know. But
Mom.
Me and Mom at Jab Juve. And it was just like, sometimes I think that Dad is never gonna like really know. I guess they see pictures, but it's like I'd be forgetting that Mom does know. Mom knows the type of parties I go to sometimes.
She literally attended.
She literally went to one. Like, Mom was at Juve, like in her little sneakers with her little ankle socks. So that's the WH part. The WINE was literally, we went to like a fancy restaurant, the cafe that's like at the top, over top of the Niagara Falls. We ate there before. We took fancy pictures outside.
Speaking of fancy pictures, we posted some fancy pictures. Give me a story for Puerto Rico.
I was with my best friend Zach, and he didn't really like the beer, like the Medallia beers. And no, I think he just had one and he didn't want one. And we were excited. We kept on getting more beers. We ended up with more beers than we needed. And I was just double fisting in the streets on like this little side street. And we're walking down the street. I have 2 beers in my hand. And then this guy standing there with a lobster freaking this big that he just caught. And I'm like, did you just catch that? It was a live lobster.
And he's like, yes, I did.
I'm like, yeah, take a picture of me. And I'm like, beers in this huge live lobster the size of my torso. I was like, that was pretty funny.
A story for the Dominican Republic.
I met a really nice boy there, and I'm so sad I can't remember his name. I really liked him. And all the people in the islands, there's just something about having that type of sunshine on your skin was just glowing. Yes. He worked with dolphins, and yeah, we stayed friends and we talked for a while after, and he used to send me videos of like the dolphins being cute, little custom command, like the dolphins.
A story for Thailand.
My 21st birthday, literally, I had a surprise party on my 21st birthday that was thrown by Kwai Thai Tattoo Parlor in Chiang Mai. I was just rambling, talking fast, the guy sketching my tattoo, and I was just talking his little ear off. I'm like, my birthday's on Friday, I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go ride an elephant, and I'm going to come here and get this elephant tattoo, and other than that, where should I go? Like, asking me questions, he's just listening.
Right.
It was late. I always was at the tattoo shop late, last client, last person in there, so he was just like, all right, girl, let's go. And I didn't think he was listening to me. I told him it's my birthday trip, and then getting my tattoo, it's late again. And next thing I know, all these people, I'm looking outside and there's just people like lined up outside of his shop, like standing in the street. Like the shop front was really like, I don't know, it felt like we were in a little alley. And people standing outside, his wife was so pregnant, like an 8-month pregnant wife. And he finishes my tattoo and I walk outside and they're like, surprise, happy birthday. And they give me a cake and they're like, they're like, we don't necessarily eat this American style cake here, like we don't know where
but you can have this.
So I'm like, how much was the cake, like what type of, they're like, okay, they went out of the way to find me a little
American cake.
An American cake. And then mind you also, they wrote my name on the cake and they spelled it right. Like, I don't know if that's because you had my name written on the tattoo book, but the fact that my name, they had to talk and transcribe. Someone had to say right Avana on the cake, but had my name on it. And they sang happy birthday.
Wow.
Thai version of happy birthday, they have like a synchronized clap that they do when they sang something. And they give me a beer. They're like 21. I'm like, this is crazy. His dad was there. Wait, you ever remember a story and you forget the parts of it?
Yes.
About this part of the story in the wild, now that I think about it, he invited the Thai Rastas to my birthday party. I remember on the motorcycle there was a guy and he had Bob Marley tattoos and dreads and he was just like a beautiful Thai man. And yeah, he said happy birthday. I shared my cake. I literally cut the cake into like little bite-sized squares for everybody to have it. And wow, the Thai Rasta. I mean, I just say that because he had dreads, but the Thai man with the dreads was there. But yeah, I mean, like, are you a Thai Rasta? They have literally the copious amounts of Thai people with Bob Marley tattoos.
I wonder how many more times we're going to use the word copious in this interview. You leave an imprint, a very colorful and vivid imprint wherever you go, and it is wild. I think it's a gift. I think it's something that our family has in some capacity. It's one thing to travel to these places. It's another thing for any old body, any quote-unquote little girl to say, all right, 21st birthday, let me take just this trip to Thailand. Like, how many other young women, young travelers do you think they really did that for? There's no way. Could you look at yourself from outside of the box and say, the thing that sets me out from the rest, the thing that causes me to leave an imprint wherever I go is fill in the blank?
I'm very just like genuinely, like if I'm interested in something, if I want to go somewhere or do something or be there, like it's because I genuinely want to. And I think that if you treat people a little bit differently, then people will treat you a little bit differently back. So you just have to, I don't know, be willing to. I'm really open. I think that I found myself when I was in Seattle that the last week, and I met up with that guy randomly, found a black guy to hang out with because Seattle. That's another thing. A lot of white people. I was really just like, can I find a nice black guy to hang out with? And I did, and we hung out, and I just found myself telling like, we're friends, we're cool. I have his number, like I'll hit him up in life, and we'll chat. But like, I'm like that day we hung out, I told him so much about me, like without skipping a beat, like not hesitant. So I think that people feel that, and they feel that it's just like I'll literally tell you anything you want to know about me, and I just always hope that it's good. It would be vice versa, and I'm like realizing that it's not always like that, and I think that I have this theory that like I wouldn't say I live in a utopia, but it's like energy aligns with energy that's like alike, and not only that, there's polar opposites, and I think that where I'm at is just like the universe wouldn't even allow for any like the type of negativity like that. I let me explain it better. I explain it good with people, like the type of people I know and run into. I wouldn't even. There's groups of people that I don't ever like come in contact with, and it's like I hear about them, and there's evil that goes on in the world, and it's just like those type of people don't even live a type of life where we would ever cross paths. So I really think that. I really think that even when it comes to the type of people like you make eye contact with, and the type of people that you run into, like I just think that I don't like I'm not bumping into negativity like that. So when I feel angry and confused, it's because I'm getting close, or either I am like interacting with someone I shouldn't be, or a situation I should.
That's deep. Do you consider yourself a confident person?
Yes and no. And I'm also starting to think that maybe just having like the smallest like bit of it is enough, because I don't think that I am, but I think I have just enough, like just enough feeling. Like I like how I look just enough. I like how I move just enough where I feel okay. So it makes me a little like sad because you have to work so hard to feel that just enough. So when there's people that are so confident, like, and I'm getting older and starting to realize that that takes so much work.
How would you tell, let's say you had a young woman as a student, let's say in the future you have a daughter, how would you try to teach someone else to be confident?
The little bit that I do have, it really does come from like being embraced, and even though I'm embarrassed about the little weird outfits I used to wear, but like just having that freedom, like I really think that that is just it. So the little bit that I did have, so it was just like, I guess if I had a daughter, a student, you really just have to give people freedom to like what they want to like and do what they want to do, and then that will give them confidence.
So you give your parents credit for giving you that freedom?
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about all of the places you have been. Tell me where you really want to go.
Goa, India, on the coast. I want to go to Africa somewhere. I don't really care where. I'm very much so I will go somewhere because the airfare is too low, especially if it's a new place. Oh, if the world didn't do the thing that it's doing, Amsterdam. I was about to go to Jamaica for my first time as a grown woman. So, yeah, I haven't been nowhere in England. So, I'm excited to get to that soon.
Where do you see yourself living? Like, where do you think in the future you could set up shop and stay for a while?
I'm hoping not in the United States. Yeah, I'm really hoping I can skedaddle, find a reason to get out of here some way, or just for an extended time, like get me out of here. I've never lived like in a city, like a proper apartment in the city, like an apartment on top of a retail building in a city. So I hope I do that one day.
What are your top 3 cities?
Okay, I just formulated a top 5 in no order. So my top 5 cities, right now in no particular order: Seattle, Philly, Toronto, Chiang Mai, and I think I have my 5th was New York. Maybe I'll put Miami. New York and Miami will be. Toronto, cool, clean in the north. Canada, the clubs, the mega clubs of Toronto, very fun. Every club is like so big and fun, and the scene of being like clubbing in Toronto, like going out and seeing all types of people, is like very cool. Well, at the right club, you can see all types of people.
Amen.
New York, because it's New York, and I love how specific. Like literally, there's something there's something for everybody in New York. Like I've done the most specific things, and I've met like the craziest people. Not crazy, just like been in the craziest situations with people in New York. So it's just, why is New York like that? I don't know.
Right.
New York, and then Seattle because of the mountain around Seattle, Mount Rainier, and like it's just like how beautiful it is around Seattle, and then the feeling of feeling so tucked away, like literally tucked away in the top of the country, and you feel it when you're there, and you drive out, and you're just like in the country mountainsides, like it's really beautiful. So I like that about Seattle, and you can also feel that everybody kind of has been migrating there. There's not, I wouldn't say there's not a lot. It's just like a lot of people are from other places. They're not necessarily from Seattle. Philly, because that's my home city, and I'm a Jersey girl, but I live 20 minutes from Philly. So that's just like home turf, you know, lived my life, snuck into some places, and did my formative years running around Philly. It was safe, the first city, you get to run around by yourself. When's the first time I went to Philly by myself? Probably for a concert. I wish I could remember my first concert by myself, because Mom and Dad certainly did not let me go to see the Jonas Brothers by myself.
Yeah, I know. Wonder who they sent with you.
I also remember my first like alone experience. I went to the movies alone.
Is that the one scenario that I'm thinking of? Is that the kickoff?
What kickoff?
I used that scenario as the kickoff.
Not when we ran away.
No, not when we ran away. No. That was way too far back. I used the movie story to explain the kickoff of our deep, genuine, intricate, complex sisterhood. I start there, and I'm like, that's the first time I sat in my car with that little girl. And my words to you verbatim, and I think it's funny that it's burned in my brain the way that it is. My words to you verbatim were, if you're going to have a teammate, it's gonna need to be me. Like, all right, so maybe you don't feel like Mom and Dad are on your team. It's going, and I remember saying to you that we both had to figure it out. I was like, I'm not just asking you to figure out how to see me as a teammate. I got to do the work too and figure out how to make you my teammate. And it's a work in progress, and we're going to take it a day at a time. But you can do this to everybody else. You're not going to do it to me. Oh, man, it was a thing. But in my mind, that was like the start of us purposefully figuring each other out. The only other thing that means this much to you, that means as much to you as traveling the world does, is music. There are so many questions I could ask you right now. How does Prince make you feel inside?
Like $1 million. Prince makes me feel like $1 million on the inside. A lot of my sexuality, like being 12 years old, listening to G-Spot by Prince is just kind of like okay, so I don't know. I just like when I listen to Prince, it makes me feel weird that I've been listening to his music for so long and resonating so much for so long.
You are so mature for your age in general, and I'm not surprised that you started listening to him as early as you did and resonating with his lyrics as early as you did, Because you definitely popped up on this earth like, I see the bullshit. Here's the bullshit. Got it. Y'all not gonna play me. That's the vibe that you gave off since day one. Tell me about when you saw Prince in concert.
The first time I saw Prince in concert, I was a child. And I was practically a child the second time I saw him too. But I was really a child the first time I saw him. And they are on Facebook me. And I remember mom and dad rarely, whatever, they went through their little phase of double dating with people. They'd go out with Aunt Jean and Uncle Charlie. They would go out with Uncle Scott and Aunt Tona. So they went out with Uncle Scott and Aunt Tona, and they took the train to New York to go see Prince. And I have like I don't know, like when people have fun, I want to have fun too. So like I was maybe like 13, 12, 13, and I was like, saw them go to that concert. They went to the Welcome to America tour, and I was like, that looked so fun. And I looked it up, and I saw that they went to see Prince in concert, and it's like I liked him. It's like as a kid, I just liked what my parents liked. Yeah, I like Prince music. So I looked up that he added another New York show that was 2 months later. And in my little kid brain, I was like, I'm going to love Prince for these next 2 months. And then my parents are going to have to buy me a ticket to go see him. Because I'm going to love Prince so much. And
that's how this went down?
So I just did it. I love Prince. Mom was literally like, Avana, if you talk to me about Prince one more time, going on about Prince. And then when I found those crazy videos of like the old footage of him and just being so happy on that Russian website, like, it was so cool. And then, boom, my plan worked. Faith and I took the train. We went to Madison Square Garden. I had on my dad's school jacket from the 80s that he embroidered by hand that said Prince and the Revolution on the back. And I'll never forget, this lady gave me a compliment. I was in the bathroom. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love your jacket. And then she double took and she was like, I really love your jacket. Oh my gosh. And she thought I was a little kid wearing like, she was like, she explained it. She was like, I thought you had like a My Little Pony jacket or something. And I remember the pictures that I took were on like a little red, little square digital cameras.
Oh, like, I know what you're talking about. When you connect Prince and the LGBTQ community, how do you define that connection?
I love the connection that Prince makes because I feel like he never necessarily spoke about it. He never claimed that he was gay and he supported all the gay people. He never like said I'm a cross-dresser, I'm a drag queen. He never like, it's so crazy how he did all, I guess, I wouldn't say was Prince gender bending, like yes, but whatever he was doing, he never, like that's the thing, I can't say that he was gender bending because he never spoke on what he was doing, right. And I love that, like, yeah, like, do the work, get the work done, and it's like he didn't really speak on it, and it's crazy how he's such an icon to, like, to LGBTQ people, and I'm like, wow, that's so cool. So I'm like, I try to emulate that, like, I don't know, I'm hoping, like, moving in life now, that I can find a way to, like, give back and connect and help people and help the youth that have to feel like they are a minority. Like, I don't like that. But it's just so interesting how Prince did that without, like, saying any type of words on it.
Define the connection between RuPaul, the LGBTQ community, and Avana. All three of y'all.
That's one thing. I want to get into, like, drag as a girl. Like, just put me in drag. Like, you know, like, my hair is pretty cool. It could be a drag thing. But, Amen. Like, with my makeup, I've never, like, really had my face, like, beat. And I don't know what, after watching the show with Shangela, the We're Here show, like, after watching that and see what it was doing for people, like, and then I wonder why I resonate and, like, look at that and love it, because whatever it is doing for people, whatever that does for people, like, altering your image like that, like, I get it. I love my tattoos and my piercings, and it's just, like, people that are empowered by that. It's something, like, so artistic and so cool, and the simplicity behind it, but then, like, what it does is just, I just can't. I think it's so fun.
When did you find out about RuPaul, who he is. What does the journey look like for you, and the admiration and love that you have for him?
I don't really know, but I know like connecting back to the LGBT community that like Zach is bisexual, so my best friend, and it's just like he was. I wouldn't say like you've been like that your whole life, but it's just like he had to deal with so much, even as kids, and it's like you don't necessarily know your sexuality when you're a kid. You don't. So him going through that and being bullied because he was different in that way was just like me seeing that, and I always freaking loved him and how fun and open Zach is. So since we were kids, so I love that people can go through so much, but they still can like be so happy like being around like in a part of the community like that. They're so welcoming and open, and it's just like how it should be everywhere. But then the fact that they face disparities and they're a lot like growing up as kids, they're bullied for that.
Right.
So, and then when I first saw RuPaul, honestly, I think it was only when RuPaul's Drag Race started coming on, and it was on No, before that, people forget. There's that show, One Girl, Five Gays, that came on. I think it came on MTV late at night. Oh, then there was the Logo channel, which started. The Logo was like the queer channel. We should revisit that show because the questions and stuff she would ask was like so fun. That show was like they would talk about so much. But I just love that show was just about gay culture and some nice, happy boys telling you all about it.
Right.
So I actually still follow a lot of them on Twitter. They were like so young then, and now they're older. Like one of them is like a state, like one of them is a part of like the government in Canada, and the other one, like they're all still so happy and cute.
That's awesome.
I really love how these people live and persevere. RuPaul's Race came on, watching that, and then RuPaul was black. It was over. She's a super queen. I hope RuPaul comes on the podcast.
Okay, yes, we're going to speak that into existence. I hope to have RuPaul as a guest one day. RuPaul, if you're listening, watching, this little girl next to me is literally your biggest fan. Literally your biggest fan. She was at DragCon. You looked at her. She fainted. It was crazy.
With the move, I want to really, I think I hope, fingers crossed, like I'm trying to get my managerial skills together, and I'm going to find me a fierce black queen and be like, okay, come on, we're going to take it to the top.
Before we wrap up, we're going to do something real fun, real quick. Go ahead and grab that, was it a wallet or something? You have held on to and collected so many amazing trinkets from all of these experiences, and honestly, we only touched the surface today. Today, we named a lot of what she's experienced already, and there's plenty more. We would be here forever.
In this box, I was like going through my stuff and trying to like organize it. First off, I have this iconic film case.
Oh, girl. Who's that?
Iconic.
Why would I do that? Wait. I'm sorry. I thought about it after the fact, like, wait. I made my sister a phone case of myself. A testament to our sisterly love.
A ticket from when I went to the top of, I don't know, what did I do? Statue of Liberty? What does this say? And I have mad. Look, this is a reservation from when the whole family used to travel. I have an air confirmation with everybody's name on it.
That's amazing. Where did we go? Where?
We went to Bermuda in 2011 of George Alano concert. Yes, like, is this real? I was running around New York City in 2014. Pictures in Madison, like, first time you go in a photo booth and your mom drops you off at the mall. I probably had a thing this big of these little pictures, and I cut it out and just like.
Oh my gosh.
And I hung it on hung it from the ceiling, and
there were so many of them.
I cut out, and I literally had, it was like, literally like 4x4 of like pictures of the Jonas Brothers. So I remember. I have the business card to where I get my cool body piercings. If this is not the coolest business card ever,
That is so cool. I've never seen that.
And that's the thing. Like, I haven't seen them have these business cards either. I think I got it when I got a random early piercing. But they got 4 locations around Philly. Warrior Piercing Place. Highly recommend. The internet ticket. This is royal ticket. And Trini money.
Amen.
My super sweet 16.
Yes, we threw her a super sweet 16.
I don't know what this means, but they gave it to me and stamped it when I went to China, and I was like, thank you.
I wonder what it is.
Haiti bracelet. Oh, okay. Now, this is my ticket to the Empire State Building. The other ticket was to Ellis Island, so that was to the lady with the thing with the torch.
Okay.
Greyhound bus ticket. I've taken some trips on the Greyhound and the bus.
What 3 pop into your head first?
The time I took the bus to Canada from Philly.
Greyhound to Canada.
From Philly, get on a University City in Philly. Bus driver, hold on, this is my bus. Get on the bus. Literally, date on that thing. You get off a couple times, you do. But yeah, I took that thing all the way to Canada. We went through Buffalo, New York. We stopped in Buffalo. And yeah, that was crazy. Sleeping on that bus. But it was fun. Hampton, going back and forth. HBCU life. That was just, the buses sometimes were hot. They wouldn't have air conditioning. So you would just be so hot on the back of a bus. What else? One more bus trip. Probably my trips to Baltimore. I love taking the bus to and from Baltimore. Literally, I used to do a day trip to Baltimore. A day trip. What was I? Club card to my cruise, cruise ship memories. Carnival 1 year, the brokerage the other year. Drink package. Conversion sheet. If you ever need to know how to do Celsius to Fahrenheit, it's very easy right there. I used to take really good notes, and it's just like little pieces of notes. I had a note card, and I was like, this is important information. This Queen card that I found, ew, gross, I should probably disinfect it, on the ground in New York City. I was in Brooklyn, I think, and I wouldn't say I was having a bad day, but it's just like traveling around New York City. I was just like, you're by yourself, you're in New York, you feel some type of way. Okay, the guys were catcalling all weird.
And the universe said, wait, don't forget.
Literally, the universe said, girl, you a queen. Hearts, queen of hearts. I was like, wow. Okay. And I literally doubled back and turned around to go pick it up. Like, I saw it, and I was going to walk past it, and I was like, no, I need to pick that one up. Chris's Jazz Cafe. Little mini other things.
Shout out Ravi Scenerine, episode 1. Go watch it.
A flyer to
what is happening?
Pretty nasty party. 10 out of 10 parties.
Can you tell me about the time you met Chris Brown? I don't know why that just made me think of Chris Brown.
It was when Chris Brown was not even like touring like that. Honestly, do you think that like maybe he did it pro bono? Like, I don't know, but
Avana said Chris Brown did not start getting paid yet when this happened.
Chris Brown performed at the 76ers game, and he was supposed to perform at halftime. And do you remember why he didn't? Like, what happened? Or did he only do one song at halftime, and they were like, stay tuned, he'll be back, he'll do another song at the end? I don't know what happened, but he looked so good, and he smelled so good. And me and Mom left you and your friend in the pews. High up in the pews. While Mom and I went down to the carpet, if you know what I mean, with Chris Brown. Allen Iverson was still on the team, though. I was in 2nd grade. I remember getting in trouble at school for talking about Chris Brown too much, but I missed the time. And then I met him, and I was like, I came to school like, I met Chris Brown, and it was like, boy, who cried wolf, nobody believed me. My dad is so creative, made a sign. One sign said, I'm down, like on a down diagonal with Chris Brown. And it was just like, oh, such a good sign. I remember we were like standing, Allen Iverson on the side of the court. I don't know why Mom decided, hey, let's just go walk down by the court. We have no business being down by the side of the court, but we'll just go down there. So we go down there, we walk behind Allen Iverson, he was ignoring us. The day I met Chris Brown, Ava, of course I know what I was wearing. Oh my god. And you thought that I was in some type of, we were going to a Chris Brown concert. I put on my best Gonzi, okay? So you
were
and we were going to see Chris Brown. So I had this set. I'm telling you, it's in my closet. It was like a sweatsuit with a matching jacket set made out of like cotton, and it was gray. It was gray, and it had yellow and like a yellow and orange stripe on the side, orange, like it was yellow and orange and gray, and it was like matching pants and a shirt, and it had a zipper that went up with a little like ring as the zipper piece, and it was orange. It was so cute, and I had 2 ponytails in my hair. Girl, I looked cute. So I was comfy. Anyways, we're walking on the side of the road. We go behind AI. I'm carrying my sign. Mom is like, she just starts acting like she knows the security guards. I'm like, I don't know if Mom saw Chris Brown go one way and she knew he had to come out. I don't know what happened, or did she ask? I feel like she might have asked, where's Chris Brown gonna come out at? And then the man told her, and the fact that the man told her, Mom was like, oh, like, okay. So they were really just acting like friends, like they knew each other. And then the next thing you know, Chris Brown, he had on a polo shirt. He smelled so good, and Mom just pushed me. I didn't know what to do. Mom just pushed me out in the middle of the walkway, and he almost like trips over me. And I'm just like, then I watched him perform at the end, and it's just like, I'm gonna manifest him back into my life with him.
Tell me a story that comes to mind when you think of being front row at the Baltimore show, the Prince concert.
I also think Prince was making eye contact with me, and he had to have been at that point. Like,
You're right.
Honestly, I like don't remember. Like, I really think my brain is just on overload. Like, I don't remember as much as I wanted to. But another thing about it is that Prince was the first one. We were at those concerts with no phones, so it's really interesting not having like no types of documentation of it.
We went through this storytelling session because I think you have to inspire the people around you to experience life. You absolutely do that with the lifestyle that you're leading. This storytelling session is here on the Mirage in hopes to inspire people that might be feeling stuck, people that might be lacking the confidence and the courage to go experience life. You are really an inspiration. I'd like you to leave us with your perspective and your understanding of how important travel truly is.
I think that honestly, like, only certain people really want to travel. So if it's something that you want to do, then definitely, like, don't suppress the feeling and don't be afraid and just go and do it. But I also think that it is not like sensationalized, but like it's not. I wouldn't say it's not for everybody, but some people don't really want to, or they won't see the value in it, and that's okay. But I think that goes back to me, like, not my circle, not letting me interact with people, because I don't personally really know people that would say, like, I wouldn't want to travel or it's not beneficial. Most people I know like it and they do so. So, I don't know, but the importance, I think, is just, like, you should do it because it's fun, and I think it says something like the energy that you pick up and the energy that you can spread when you just go places, and it's your God-given right to go places. It's a little annoying how complex and how expensive it is when it shouldn't be like that, but I definitely think that people should do it more. And I also think that, yeah, like, it just would, if people were to travel more, it would make sense. And then I think people would really migrate and naturally go to where they need to be. If people traveled more, I think that people would be happier. They would be able to live in different climates. You should be able to go places and have those new experiences as a human being on your home Earth, on your home planet. So, I don't know, I just hope that like it'll feel so normal for me. Like, I guess from the outside looking in, traveling does feel like it's normal, like it is normal for me. But I don't know, like when I'm on trips, I still feel a crazy rush every time I'm on the plane. I always feel so excited and happy to do it. Where I kind of just want it to be normalized, and I want to know the places that I love and be able to just go around.
You are going to leave no step unstepped. Just kidding. You are going to leave no table unturned. What the hell is the phrase I'm looking for?
No, is it stone?
Stone unturned. You are going to leave
no paths untraveled. You are going to swim through all the streams.
making up our own now. You are going to leave no mountain unclimbed.
No swing unswung.
You are going to leave no slide unslid. It's your turn.
I'm thinking. Wait. One time when Gina and I were in Seattle, we were sharing a breakfast sandwich. And if this is not how you and your best friend live life, then I don't get it. We're eating the breakfast sandwich. You know, you share a sandwich with someone. You get down to like, Gina's like, okay, like she handed it to me, expecting me to.
Oh wait, I know this story. Go ahead.
I didn't have to handed it back to her. She didn't have to handed it back to me. And I didn't hand it back to her. Really small little piece. And I'm like, no, you can finish it.
You are going to leave no stone unturned. And I'm always very excited to see what the future has in store for you. You are a trailblazer in every sense of the word. And just know when it comes to the fire that you use to blaze that trail, I will always be oxygen, baby. What imprint do you want to leave on the world?
I honestly just want to like learn enough where like, do you ever think that like one day, hopefully, like I'm gonna be somebody's ancestor, like I'm somebody's ancestor, the way that I try to channel my ancestors, talk to them, everything I do, I'm just like, they have lived life and done it before. So I don't know, like I just hope that I do something and all this energy that I have right now, like it's gonna be left behind. So I'm just following it up.
Thank you for your time. You could have been doing a million other things right now.
Thanks for letting me watch RuPaul first tonight. This episode was crazy. I'm so glad I watched it live.
Yes.
I cannot.
What is she telling you to wrap it up?
No.
Her dog wanted her.
My dog wanted me.